Welcome to another episode of Skatepark Showcase. Today I am in Starke, Florida. It's about 45 miles southwest of Jacksonville. There isn't much to this place, but we're going to showcase everything that it's got to offer. Let's check it out. Once again, I'm in the Florida heat, and today I'm in Starke, Florida, and once again there are metal ramps out here, and boy, is it hot. Whew, let's get right into it. Starke, Florida is a tiny town just southwest of Jacksonville. It's about an hour drive from the center of Jacksonville and about 45, 48 miles, somewhere around there. Jacksonville is full of skate parks, and I haven't hit them yet. I'm just hitting the outskirts near it, and this one seems like a pretty decent park for the size of this town, but it's definitely got some issues, and we're gonna get into all of that. Right when you roll up, you'll notice that it is in a very nice recreational area. It's pretty clean and open, but the skate park is a little bit small, but that doesn't mean that it's a bad park. You'll notice that the ramps are metal, and they're not even really painted. There are a lot of areas where the metal is pretty exposed, and anywhere on these ramps in the Florida heat, like today, I think it was like in the 90s, it's very hot. So definitely you gotta avoid falling on the ramps because you might burn yourself, or you don't wanna lay on the ramps at least. I'd say afternoon would be the best time to come out here and skate. I came out here at like 2 o'clock in the middle of the heat, and it was pretty rough, but it's still, you know, it's manageable. You just, when you fall, you gotta pop right up, you know? The layout is pretty simple. I would say it's in 3 sections. You've got the mini ramp off to the side, the street section in the middle, and then on the outside edges are the flat ground obstacles. Flat ground basically is composed of 3 obstacles. First, there is a super long kinked rail. It's really nice. The high part isn't too high. The low part isn't too low. It's a pretty solid square kinked rail. Not any complaints about it. I didn't have any wax. It was sticking a little bit, but I was able to get a few tricks on it. And next to that is the bench. It's a pretty high bench. I've come across a lot of arc benches. They like to have benches at their parks, and their benches are pretty nice, but this one's just a little bit bigger than the other ones. There was one in Kingsland that I really liked. It had a high bench and a low bench. This one in Starke has high benches on both sides. So it's kind of frustrating. Each side is really high, but it is what it is. So you won't really be able to do much if you're a beginner skater, but advanced skater, you can do a little bit more stuff on it. The tabletop is really, really high. A BMXer could probably hit it, but not a skateboarder. One side of it's kind of difficult to hit because there's only a small area that you can weave in between flat ground and the hip. So it's a bit of a struggle. I found that if you actually roll in on the hip, it's a little bit easier to hit. You can get the right angle for it. And on the far side, there is Arc's curved grind box, and that grind box is pretty much at every single Arc park I've ever been to. So I have skated these a bunch of times. Thankfully, it was actually waxed up really well on the curved part, so I was able to get a couple of things on it. The curve is pretty nice, but it is a little bit too close to the fun box, so it's hard to hit the angle, to hit the entire thing. It's just a little bit cramped. If it was out a few more feet, I think it would be a lot easier to hit. But other than that, not really any complaints about the box itself. And of course, on the other side, it's just nice and straight, grinds really well. Arc always has really good mini ramps. There's a 4-foot mini ramp out here, and it's 12 feet wide. 12 is about the smallest width that I like. 8 foot seems a little bit cramped, but 12 foot is about the smallest that I really like. So it's a nice 12 foot wide, 4 foot tall mini ramp. The flat is very long, very smooth. I like it a lot. And this ramp, since it's metal, this is the positive thing about metal, is that it's very smooth. You don't really have to pump at all, and it's really easy to skate. The coping's nice, the transition's really nice. You can just glide on this thing and skate it all day. But if you fall, pop up really quickly because it's going to be hot. And now let's get into the main component of the skate park, the street section. Right there, connected to the mini ramp, is another 4-foot quarter pipe. Really nice, same transition as the mini ramp. Have zero complaints about it. On the opposite side of that is a nice bank. It's 8 foot wide. It's really smooth. It curves up into it. It doesn't jolt you. And it's a little bit steep, but it's nice having something steep so you can get good speed throughout the park. Super fun to skate. I always love a nice bank. No complaints on that at all. And then we get to the heart of the skate park, the fun box. And before I break it down, I'm just gonna go ahead and say I didn't get to skate it very much. It was the last thing I was gonna skate out here, and unfortunately, as I was skating the mini ramp, I was trying to do a frontside heel, and I rolled my front foot really bad. It's the same foot that I rolled several months ago when I was on a road trip. It's not as bad this time, but it is kind of hurting now. So I was able to do some stuff on the fun box, but I had to take it easy. I was like, all right, no flip tricks, let's just do some rotations and just see what I can actually get on this thing without putting too much stress on my ankle. So you can break down the fun box into 3 sections. First, there is a step up. It's a tiny little step up. It's really easy to get speed out here in order to hit it. So I think it's actually a really good size for this park. It's not a struggle to go up it or down it. Next, you have the handrail. I only skated the down part of the handrail. It's a really nice height. Arc does a better job at doing handrails on small fun boxes than Woodward does, because Woodward's, they're super low. This one's actually really nice. I only skated the down rail. It's definitely a solid handrail. And then you've got the hip, and I love hips. They're my favorite thing. You can hit the hip from both sides. It's really easy to hit. It's a little bit steep, and the bottom does jolt you a bit, but once you get used to that, it's a lot of fun to skate. I really wish I could have done flip tricks on it, but I had to take it easy. And that's pretty much it. Not a lot to complain about. I know I keep saying that it's metal, but that is a big complaint. I really wish there weren't so many metal ramps in Florida, or I at least wish they would paint them with something that would keep it from getting so hot. The only other complaint that I have is the concrete. It's pretty rough and throws you off a good bit, especially when you go from the rough concrete onto a ramp. You're like fighting to get speed, and all of a sudden you get super speed once you hit the ramps. You don't feel that friction at all. So it does take some getting used to. Maybe if the surface was painted or something, it'd be a little bit better instead of them having to just completely lay new concrete. But that is something that you're definitely gonna have to get used to out here. I've been out here for several hours today. Granted, it is a Tuesday, so I didn't expect there to be a ton of people out here. It is starting to get a little bit cooler outside because the sun is going down, so maybe some more people will come out, but I haven't seen anybody out here all day, so I can't really comment on the skateboarding community. But the area is nice, the skate park is clean, so I know that either the skaters or the city really takes care of this place. Nothing is in need of repair. These ramps are holding up really well. There's nothing dangerous out here, like pieces of metal sticking up or anything like that. So definitely a cool, fun place to hang out. There is no shade out here. I guess that would be another complaint. It would be nice to have a shaded area that you could sit. I mean, I'm sitting on a bench. There's a couple benches out here, but there's no shade whatsoever, no trees or anything like that. There are no lights, which is unfortunate. There are lights around the area at the baseball fields and stuff, but no lights at the skate park. I haven't been here at night, so I'm not sure how well lit up it is from the lights at the baseball fields, but I imagine it would be pretty difficult to skate. No helmets required, no waiver, nothing like that. You just come up and skate. I imagine it's open from dawn till dusk. So yeah, if you're in the Jacksonville area and you're tired of the numerous skate parks that they have a ton, and they're actually getting an $8.8 million skate park probably within the next year, which is incredible. Come out here. It's off the beaten path. Probably won't, you know, if you like to skate by yourself, don't want to be around a bunch of people, you can come down here, or if you're just passing through North Florida, this is a cool little spot to check out. Thanks for checking out another episode of Skate Park Showcase. Real quick, I want to give a huge shout out to my Patreon supporters. Thank you so much. You guys are helping keep me on the road. Gas prices are crazy, so I'm just super thankful for all of you that donate monthly to my Patreon profile. If you're interested in donating, you can go to patreon.com/parksharks. As little as $1 a month can go a really long way. Also, if you want to help out but can't help out financially, there's plenty of options for you. You can subscribe to my YouTube, turn on the notification bell, like this video, leave a comment, but most importantly, share the video with your friends, because you never know, one of your buddies might be looking for a skate park that I'm covering. All right, that's it. Here's what's coming up next.